Hey, it's Aquila Mariyah here, and today I'm going to be discussing finding yourself.
I like to sit back and watch a tree grow. I like the way they think it's all growth, not an ego. I wish that you could speak to these.
If you are new to my channel, my name is Aquila Mariyah, and I'm a mindset coach. I empower women to believe in themselves by rediscovering their worth. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button for the algorithm, and also share it with your family and friends. So, sorry for the background noise. My nephew has some friends over. But anyways, when it comes to finding yourself, it's a lot easier than what you think it is. And you're probably going to make it more difficult than necessary. And that's fine, because as humans, we naturally do that. But I do want to say that you don't need to leave where you are in order to find yourself. And something that I have recently learned is that staying where you are, where you feel low or confused, unless you're in like an extremely toxic or negative space. If you're in a negative or toxic space, then I definitely feel that you should remove yourself, and you absolutely need to remove yourself in order to create the change that you want. It can be difficult in spaces like that. I'm sure it can be done, but just from my experience, it causes you to take longer, and it also causes you to doubt yourself more often than not. As far as needing to leave the country or travel in order to find yourself, that part is not necessary. So if you're in a decent space, if you're around decent energy, and when I say decent, I mean naturally things aren't just always positive or always negative. It just fluctuates, you know? So if you're in a space where the negativity and the positivity fluctuates and not in an extreme manner, then you don't need to leave that space. In fact, I recommend that you stay in the area that you are, so that way you can overcome and work through your difficulties in that space. Because if you go somewhere that's more serene and is just peaceful and less judgment, then obviously it's going to be easy to find yourself. And then you're going to be back into the same place that you were before you left, and then you're going to feel like there's no progress. I've literally done that. I left to go to Costa Rica and Panama, and I thought that I was good and I'd worked through my shit and everything. Then I got back home and it was just like everything just flooded. I didn't completely take all the steps back, but I did notice that there were a lot of things I didn't actually work through that I thought that I did. So ask yourself some questions to get to know yourself, where you're at. See where it is you want to be. See where it is that you see yourself in a year from now, or 10 years, 5 years, 30 years, things like that. And figure out the person that you need to become and habits that you need to create in order to be that person. And also figure out who you are. See how far you've come. See everything that you have achieved, and see everything that you failed at. And with those, you will be able to figure out who you are. You'll be able to figure out who you want to be, and you'll figure out who you are not. It's important to know who you don't want to be as well as who you want to be, because if you're not sure of what you don't want, then how do you fully know what you do want? So definitely figure it out. Ask yourself as many questions as you need to. Ask yourself a lot of whys. Ask yourself what you've achieved, what mistakes you've made, and ask yourself if you would have gone about things differently. I have said this plenty of times. People say not to live with regrets, but we all, unless we're convincing ourselves that we didn't, we all have regrets, okay? Naturally, we all have regrets before we've made a decision to not live with regrets. Once you make the decision to not live with regrets, then that's when you can say, okay, I don't have any regrets from this point. But before then, you do have regrets. You can put it into words as far as, oh, I don't regret it because, you know, that's the person, it allowed me to become this person. I'm so happy I become this person. Yes, yes. And it could be also a thing where it's just like, well, if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have known not to do it. But you could have also just known not to do it, and then you still did it. So to me, there are regrets. Would you want to 100% change them? Maybe not. But that doesn't mean you don't have in the back of your head, like every once in a while, it just pops up where it's like, I regret that I did that, or I regret that I didn't do that. It happens. That doesn't mean you need to dwell on it, but recognizing the fact that you have that regret or those regrets is important in order to move forward. Don't try to push things to the side. Don't try to climb over things. Go straight through and bulldoze through anything that you need to work on. Figuring out who you are can be difficult, but it can be easy if you allow it to be. And it's going to take time, so rushing it isn't going to do anything for you. Everybody's on their own journey, so just know that you're doing your best and remind yourself every day to speak kindly to yourself and speak kindly of others. And remind yourself that you're trying to figure out who you are. And if you have a significant other, communicate that to them. And your friends and your family, anybody who is close to you who may be confused with everything that you're trying to do, let them know you're trying to figure yourself out. Be open to communicating with them so that way they're not somebody who you see as an enemy. They're not somebody you see as getting in your way or somebody you have to put to the side in order to figure yourself out. If you're communicating with those important people in your life, then they can help you, or they can just know to give you your space. Whichever way it works best for you is how it can go. But you can't expect it to go that way if you're not communicating openly. So just to run through it again, ask yourself what you've gone through. Ask yourself what you've overcome. Ask yourself what mistakes you've made. Ask yourself what you would do differently. See what it is that you did right. See what it is that you regret. See where it is where you want to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10, 30 years from now. And being able to figure out where you want to be and work your way backwards, and seeing what habits you need to create and what discipline needs to be created in order to become that person is going to be vital in order for you to achieve those goals and achieve that future. And also write down what you will not accept. Write down boundaries that you have. Write down what values you have, what your principles are, and write down your limiting beliefs. See what you will and will not accept from yourself and others. And when you ask yourself these questions, when you write all these things down, make sure you review what you've written and make sure it's in a spot where you can go to it easily, just to update yourself on what you need to do, either weekly, monthly, or yearly, and actually all of the above. So take your time, be open with yourself, communicate as best you can to your loved ones and to yourself. Speak to yourself kindly. I hope that you got some value from this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that way you're notified every time that I upload a video. I upload Monday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are looking for one-on-one coaching, definitely reach out to me. Check the link in the description below so that way you can book your free connection call with me today. And we will discuss what your goals are, where you want to be in life, and what you've gone through, and everything like that, so that way I can get to know you and I can see if what I offer can actually help you. Thank you so much for your support. I truly am grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Make sure you share this with your family and friends and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. Always remember to be love, be peace, be positive, spread love everywhere you go, and always be you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Growth, not an ego. I wish that you could speak to these motherfuckers.